The bank teller's eyes narrowed like daggers as she slid the withdrawal slip back across the counter. "Ma'am, withdrawing $500 in cash? That's highly unusual for someone with your account history. I'm going to need to flag this for security." But before the words could fully sink in, the door swung open with a chime, and in walked Lucinda, her billionaire girlfriend, eyes blazing with a mix of fury and unbreakable love. Emily stood frozen at the counter of the First National Bank in downtown Manhattan, her hands trembling slightly as she clutched her worn leather wallet. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting harsh shadows on the marble floor that seemed to mock her frayed jeans and scuffed sneakers. She had scraped together every penny from her barista job at the corner coffee shop, but $500 was all she needed, or so she thought. It was for her sister's medical bill, a desperate attempt to cover the copay after another round of treatments. The teller, a middle-aged woman with a name tag reading Karen, pursed her lips and typed furiously into her computer. "ID please," she said curtly, her voice laced with suspicion that made Emily's stomach churn. Why did everything in this city feel like a judgment? New York was supposed to be the land of dreams, but for Emily Harper, a 28-year-old transplant from a small Midwest town, it was a relentless grind. She had moved here 5 years ago chasing art school ambitions, but reality hit hard. Student loans, rent hikes, and now her sister Lily's cancer battle back home in Ohio. Emily handed over her driver's license, feeling the weight of prying eyes from the line behind her. Karen scanned it, then glanced up with a raised eyebrow. "Account balance is low, and this is a large cash withdrawal. We have protocols for potential fraud." Emily's cheeks burned. Fraud? She was no criminal, she was just surviving. As Karen picked up the phone to call her manager, Emily's mind raced. How had her life come to this? Flashing back to quieter times, she remembered the day she met Lucinda. It was at a charity gala Emily had crashed as a caterer, spilling champagne on the most stunning woman she'd ever seen. Lucinda Vanderbilt, heir to a tech empire worth billions, had laughed it off, her emerald eyes sparkling under the chandeliers. "No harm done," Lucinda had said, her voice smooth as silk. "In fact, you just made my night interesting." What started as flirtatious banter turned into stolen moments in hidden cafes, where Lucinda shed her corporate armor and revealed a vulnerability that matched Emily's own. Their worlds couldn't have been more different. Lucinda lived in a penthouse overlooking Central Park, jet-setting between board meetings and philanthropic events. Emily shared a cramped Brooklyn apartment with 2 roommates, sketching dreams on napkins during lunch breaks. Yet, their connection was electric. A whirlwind romance fueled by late-night talks about lost loves, family pressures, and the fear of being truly seen. Lucinda had come out years ago, facing tabloid scrutiny as the lesbian heiress, while Emily was still navigating her identity in a conservative family that barely acknowledged her phase. The manager arrived, a stern man in an ill-fitting suit, echoing Karen's doubts. "Miss Harper will need to verify this. Any large cash transactions raise red flags these days." Emily's phone buzzed in her pocket. A text from Lily. "Sis, don't worry about the money. Love you." Tears pricked her eyes. She couldn't fail her sister now. Just as the manager began dialing what Emily assumed was security, the bank's automatic doors whooshed open. Heads turned as Lucinda strode in, her designer coat billowing like a cape, exuding the kind of confidence that silenced rooms. "Emily? What's going on here?" Lucinda's voice cut through the tension, her presence commanding immediate respect. Karen's jaw dropped slightly, recognizing the face from Forbes covers. The manager stammered. "Miss Vanderbilt? How can we help you?" Lucinda ignored him, wrapping an arm around Emily's waist protectively. "This is my girlfriend, and whatever she's doing is legitimate. Now process the withdrawal." The air shifted. Suspicion melted into deference. Emily leaned into Lucinda, her heart pounding not from fear, but from the raw emotion of being defended so fiercely. As they left the bank with the cash in hand, Emily whispered, "You didn't have to do that." Lucinda stopped on the sidewalk, turning to face her amid the honking taxis and rushing pedestrians. "Yes, I did. I love you, and I won't let anyone make you feel small." Their kiss was soft, a beacon in the chaos of the city. But even in that moment of triumph, Emily felt a shadow loom. Lucinda's world was one of privilege and secrets. How long could their love bridge the gap without cracking? Back in their, well, mostly Lucinda's, penthouse that evening, Emily paced the expansive living room with its floor-to-ceiling windows offering a panoramic view of the glittering skyline. I hate feeling like a charity case, she admitted, sinking into the plush sofa. Lucinda poured them wine, her movements graceful yet tense. You're not. This is us together. But I get it. My money changes things. They talked for hours, unraveling the day's events into deeper confessions. Lucinda shared how her family's expectations weighed on her, pushing her toward a loveless marriage for business alliances before she met Emily. The night deepened their bond, but cracks began to show. Emily's phone rang, her best friend from art school, Mia, who had always been skeptical of Lucinda. Are you sure about her? Billionaires don't date baristas without an agenda. Emily brushed it off, but doubt seeded. Little did she know, Mia's words foreshadowed a storm brewing from Lucinda's side too. Her ex, a ruthless business rival named Victoria, who wasn't ready to let go. As weeks turned to months, their relationship blossomed amid New York's vibrant LGBT scene. They attended pride events hand in hand, danced in underground clubs where bass thumped like heartbeats, and volunteered at shelters for queer youth. Emily's art flourished under Lucinda's encouragement. She even landed a gallery show. But tension simmered. Lucinda's board members whispered about distractions, and Emily's family, upon learning of the relationship, sent disapproving letters laced with Bible verses. One evening, after a heated argument about Emily moving in permanently, Lucinda stormed out for a business meeting. Emily, feeling isolated, called Mia for comfort. Come over, Mia said. What Emily didn't expect was Mia's confession that night. I've always loved you, Em. Lucinda is just a fantasy. The kiss that followed was a mistake, born of loneliness, but it shattered everything when Lucinda returned early and walked in. The door creaked open and there stood Lucinda, her face paling as she took in the scene. Emily pulling away from Mia, lips still tingling with regret. What the hell? Lucinda's voice cracked, a mix of betrayal and heartbreak that echoed through the penthouse. Mia scrambled to her feet, mumbling apologies, but Lucinda's eyes were locked on Emily. After everything? I thought we were real. Emily reached out, tears streaming. It was nothing, I was scared, Lucinda. Please. But Lucinda turned away, the slam of the door like a gunshot in Emily's chest. The next days blurred into a haze of unanswered calls and empty silences. Emily wandered the streets of Brooklyn, her sketchbook forgotten, replaying the moment over and over. How had she let doubt creep in? Mia's kiss was impulsive, a fleeting comfort, but it exposed Emily's insecurities about their class divide. Lucinda, meanwhile, retreated to her family's Hamptons estate, drowning in work to numb the pain. Her assistant, loyal but blunt, warned her. Victoria's been circling, ma'am. She's offering a merger that could save the company from the market dip. Victoria Langford, Lucinda's ex from college, was a shark in stilettos, CEO of a rival firm, with a grudge as sharp as her ambition. They had dated briefly. A passionate but toxic affair ended by Lucinda's realization that Victoria valued power over love. Now Victoria saw an opportunity in Lucinda's vulnerability. Darling, forget that little artist. Victoria purred over lunch at an exclusive club. We could rule the tech world together. Lucinda sipped her martini, tempted not by romance, but by the stability Victoria offered amid her emotional turmoil. Back in the city, Emily threw herself into her art, channeling the ache into canvases splashed with turbulent colors. Reds of anger, blues of sorrow. Her gallery show approached, a milestone that once excited her but now felt hollow without Lucinda. Lily called from Ohio, her voice weak but hopeful. The treatment's working a bit. But tell me about you. That girlfriend of yours sounds like a keeper. Emily choked back sobs. We hit a rough patch. Lily, ever the optimist despite her illness, said, Love's messy, sis. Fight for it. Inspired, Emily decided to reach out. She showed up at Lucinda's office in Midtown, a towering glass monolith symbolizing her lover's empire. The receptionist eyed her warily, but Emily persisted. Tell her it's about the $500. Inside the boardroom, Lucinda was mid-meeting when the intercom buzzed. Her heart skipped. Excusing herself, she met Emily in the lobby, where the air hummed with unspoken words. Why are you here? Lucinda asked, her tone guarded. Emily pulled out a small painting from her bag, a portrait of them at their first meeting, champagne spill and all. Because that day at the bank wasn't just about money. It was about you seeing me, really seeing me. I messed up with Mia, but it was fear, not love. I choose you, Lucinda. Tears welled in Lucinda's eyes. And Victoria? She's pushing for more than business. Emily's breath caught. Then choose me back. They embraced, the lobby's bustle fading as forgiveness tentatively bloomed. But reconciliation was fragile. As they rebuilt, external pressures mounted. Lucinda's family, old money conservatives, learned of the scandal through tabloids tipped off by Victoria. This fling with a nobody is embarrassing the name. Her father thundered over a tense dinner. Lucinda stood firm. It's not a fling. I love her. Meanwhile, Emily faced backlash at work. Co-workers whispered about her sugar mama, eroding her self-worth. The high point came at Emily's gallery opening in Chelsea. The space buzzed with art enthusiasts, critics, and a surprise appearance by Lucinda, who bought Emily's centerpiece, an abstract piece titled Bridged Worlds. This is us, Lucinda whispered, pulling Emily close. Their kiss drew applause, a moment of pure romance amid flashing cameras. But Victoria lurked in the shadows, plotting her next move. Weeks later, the betrayal struck. Victoria leaked fabricated emails suggesting Emily was using Lucinda for money, twisting the $500 incident into a narrative of gold digging. Tabloids exploded. Billionaire heiress duped by barista beau? Emily's phone rang non-stop. Her boss fired her, citing distractions. Devastated, Emily confronted Lucinda. Is this what you think of me? Lucinda, furious, vowed to fight back. No, this is Victoria's doing. We'll sue for defamation. Together they dove into the fray. Lucinda's lawyers uncovered Victoria's sabotage, including hacked communications. The lawsuit made headlines, exposing the cutthroat world of corporate intrigue. Through it all, their bond deepened. Nights spent strategizing turned into confessions of dreams deferred. Emily shared her fear of inadequacy. Lucinda admitted her loneliness in wealth's isolation. As the case built, Lily's health declined, forcing Emily to fly home. Lucinda joined her, meeting the family for the first time. In the modest Ohio hospital room, amid beeps and sterile smells, Lucinda held Lily's hand. Your sister's amazing, she told Emily later, as they walked under starry skies. Like you. The trip humanized Lucinda to Emily's skeptical parents, who saw her genuine care. Back in New York, the trial loomed. Victoria, cornered, offered a settlement but not before a public apology. In court, Lucinda testified. Love isn't about money or status. It's about choosing each other every day. Emily, from the gallery, beamed with pride. The victory was sweet, but the real win was their strengthened love. Yet, drama peaked when Mia resurfaced, apologetic but revealing she had unwittingly fed info to Victoria. I was jealous, Mia confessed. Emily forgave her, understanding human frailty. We all make mistakes. With the lawsuit settled, Lucinda and Emily emerged stronger, but scars lingered. The media frenzy painted them as modern fairy tale heroines, a lesbian couple defying odds in America's capitalist jungle. Invitations flooded in. Talk shows, pride parades, even a book deal offer. Emily, now unemployed, channeled the experience into a new series of paintings exploring identity and inequality. Art's my voice, she told Lucinda one morning over coffee in their shared kitchen. Lucinda nodded, her laptop open to merger proposals sans Victoria. And you're my anchor. Life settled into a rhythm of domestic bliss tinged with activism. They volunteered at LGBTQ+ centers, mentoring young women navigating coming out in a still hostile world. Emily's family warmed gradually. Her parents visited New York, marveling at the penthouse while bonding over home-cooked meals. She's good for you, her mom admitted, watching Lucinda help with dishes. But beneath the harmony, Emily grappled with dependency. I need to stand on my own, she confided during a walk in Central Park, leaves crunching underfoot in autumn's glow. Lucinda understood. Then let's build something together. They launched a foundation for queer artists from low-income backgrounds, funded by Lucinda but run by Emily. The launch gala was a triumph, with Emily's work on display and speeches highlighting stories of resilience. Among the guests was a reformed Mia, now a supporter. I'm happy for you, she said sincerely. Emily hugged her, closure sealing old wounds. However, fate tested them again. Lily's cancer returned aggressively, requiring experimental treatment in Boston. Emily relocated temporarily, commuting between cities. Lucinda joined when she could, but boardroom crises pulled her away. Distance bred misunderstandings. Late-night calls turned argumentative. You're always working, Emily accused one evening via video. Lucinda sighed. I'm trying to secure our future. The strain peaked when Emily, exhausted, snapped. Maybe our worlds are too different. Hurt, Lucinda sought solace in work, unknowingly crossing paths with Victoria at a conference. Victoria, post-scandal and humbled, approached with genuine remorse. I was wrong, Lucinda. Jealousy blinded me. They talked platonically, but paparazzi twisted it into a reunion. Emily saw the photos online, heart-shattering. Is this payback for Mia? She texted. Lucinda rushed to Boston, explaining frantically. No, it was nothing. I love you. In the hospital waiting room, amid the scent of antiseptic and worry, they reconciled. Lily, witnessing from her bed, whispered, Don't let go, girls. Her words hit hard. Life was too short for grudges. As Lily underwent surgery, Emily and Lucinda held hands, praying silently. The operation succeeded, buying time, but it underscored fragility. Returning to New York, they committed to therapy, unpacking class differences and trust issues. Sessions revealed Lucinda's abandonment fears from her parents' divorce, and Emily's from small-town rejection. We're works in progress, their counselor said. Progress showed. Emily landed a teaching gig at an art institute, gaining independence. Lucinda delegated more, prioritizing us time. Romance reignited in small ways. A surprise picnic in the park, handwritten notes, dances in the living room to jazz records. One starry night on the penthouse balcony, Lucinda got down on one knee. Emily Harper, will you marry me? Not for show, but for forever. The ring was simple, a nod to Emily's tastes. Tears flowed as Emily said yes, their kiss sealing a promise amid the city's twinkling lights. Wedding planning brought joy and chaos. They opted for an intimate ceremony in the Hamptons, blending elegance with personal touches. Emily's art as decor, Lily as maid of honor in remission. Family tensions surfaced. Lucinda's father boycotted initially, but her mother convinced him. Love wins, she said. Emily's parents attended proudly, bridging divides. But drama lurked in the form of a corporate takeover threat. A hostile bidder, an old rival of Lucinda's family, aimed to dismantle the empire. Lucinda worked tirelessly, straining wedding prep. Emily supported her, but resentment bubbled. This isn't just about money. It's our legacy, Lucinda explained. Emily countered. Our legacy is us, not billions. The climax hit days before the wedding. Hackers, hired by the rival, leaked sensitive data, including private emails about their relationship. Tabloids feasted. Vanderbilt wedding doomed by secrets? Emily, at her bachelorette party, saw the headlines and fled to the rooftop, wind whipping her hair. Lucinda found her there. We'll fight this together. They did, with Lucinda publicly addressing the breach. My personal life is mine, but my love is unashamed. The wedding day dawned bright, a testament to perseverance. Under a floral arch by the sea, they exchanged vows. In riches and rags I choose you, Emily said. Lucinda replied. Through storms and sun you're my home. Guests cheered, including reconciled families and friends. Lily toasted. To love that conquers all. Post-honeymoon in Hawaii, they returned to a stabilized company and thriving foundation. Emily's art gained national acclaim, her story inspiring others. Lucinda stepped back from CEO duties, focusing on philanthropy. Yet, in quiet moments they reflected on the journey. From a suspicious bank withdrawal to a life intertwined. That $500 changed everything, Emily mused. Lucinda smiled. No, you did. Years passed, their marriage a beacon in New York's elite yet inclusive circles. The foundation grew, sponsoring scholarships and exhibits that amplified queer voices. Emily's career soared. Her memoir, From Suspicion to Serenity, became a bestseller, detailing their love's trials with raw honesty. It's not a fairy tale, she wrote. It's real messy American love. Lucinda, ever the supporter, beamed at book signings, her pride evident. But life in its dramatic fashion threw another curve. Lucinda's health faltered. A rare autoimmune disorder diagnosed after persistent fatigue. Doctors in top Manhattan hospitals prescribed treatments, but uncertainty loomed. Emily became the caregiver, roles reversing. "I'm supposed to be the strong one," Lucinda joked weakly from her bed. Emily held her hand. "We share strength." The illness tested their vows. Lucinda's energy waned, forcing her to relinquish control of the company to trusted deputies. Board members grumbled, but Lucinda's vision endured. Emily balanced hospital visits with foundation work, her art a therapeutic outlet. Paintings now depicted fragility, soft hues of hope amid shadows. Friends rallied. Mia organized fundraisers, Lily sent care packages from Ohio. Even Victoria, years removed from rivalry, donated anonymously. "Karma's a circle," Lucinda quipped. Through chemo-like infusions they found intimacy and vulnerability. Late nights Emily read aloud from poetry books, their laughter defying pain. A turning point came during a remission scare. Scans showed progression. Specialists recommended experimental trials in California. They relocated temporarily to San Francisco, embracing the change. The Foggy Bay area offered respite, walks along the Golden Gate, where Lucinda proposed renewal vows. "If this is it, I want to reaffirm," she said. Emily, tearful, agreed. The ceremony was simple, on a cliffside with crashing waves, symbolizing enduring love. Treatment succeeded, stabilizing Lucinda's condition. Grateful, they returned east, advocating for healthcare access in LGBT communities. "Privilege saved me," Lucinda testified at congressional hearings. "But everyone deserves a fighting chance." Their story humanized policy debates, influencing reforms. As they aged gracefully, children entered the picture via adoption. Twin girls, Mia and Lily, named after pivotal figures, brought chaos and joy to the penthouse. Parenting amplified their bond. Lucinda taught business smarts, Emily creativity. Family vacations to national parks grounded them in America's vast beauty. From Yellowstone's geysers to the Grand Canyon's depths. Conflicts arose as in any life. The girls' teenage years sparked rebellions, questions about identity, echoes of their mother's pasts. "Am I like you?" one asked. Emily smiled. "Be whoever you are," Lucinda added. "And know we're here." Navigating these with empathy deepened their parental roles. Professionally, Emily's gallery retrospective celebrated decades of work, themes evolving from drama to serenity. Lucinda's memoirs complemented, focusing on ethical wealth. Together, they lectured at universities, inspiring young couples. But betrayal's ghost returned subtly. An old associate of Victoria's attempted blackmail with unearthed secrets, fabricated ties to the original leak. Lucinda, healthier now, confronted it head-on. "We've faced worse," she told Emily. Lawyers dismantled the threat, but it reminded them of love's vigilance. In quieter times they revisited the bank where it began. Now a landmark in their story, they laughed at the memory. "Suspicious for $500, Emily teased. Lucinda grinned. "Best investment ever." Their love, forged in fire, became a legacy of humanity, showing that in America's melting pot, connection transcends divides. Friends envied their depth. Strangers drew hope from their tale. As sunset years approached, they downsized to a cozy brownstone in Greenwich Village, surrounded by art and memories. Grandchildren visited, hearing stories of the bank incident. Lily, long in remission, joined holidays, her bond with Lucinda sisterly. One evening, watching the city lights, Emily whispered, "No regrets." Lucinda kissed her forehead. "Only love." The final chapter of their story unfolded with poignant grace, a testament to love's enduring power. Lucinda's condition, managed but persistent, led to reflective days. They traveled lightly. European cafes where they first honeymooned, revisiting whispers of youth. In Paris, under the Eiffel Tower's glow, Lucinda said, "You've given me a life worth every battle." Emily replied, "And you've shown me worlds I dreamed of." Back home, community enveloped them. The foundation thrived under new leadership, but they remained advisors, mentoring successors. Emily's last exhibit, Threads of Us, wove their narrative into interactive installations. Visitors traced paths from suspicion to solidarity. Drama's last echo came via a documentary offer. Filmmakers captured their essence. Candid interviews revealing raw emotions. Betrayal hurts, Lucinda shared. But forgiveness heals. Emily added. Love isn't perfect, it's persistent. The film premiered at Sundance, earning acclaim for its humanistic portrayal of lesbian life in America. Kitchen-side chats, hospital vigils, triumphant kisses. As Lucinda's health declined, they focused on presence. Hospice in their home brought peace, surrounded by family. The girls, now adults, took turns caring. You've taught us everything, one said. Lily, ever resilient, read stories to her nieces. In final moments, Emily held Lucinda's hand, recounting their beginning. Remember the bank? You walked in like a hero. Lucinda smiled faintly. And you were my reason. Her passing was serene, a quiet exhale under morning light. Grief enveloped Emily, but legacy sustained her. She continued advocating, her voice stronger. The foundation renamed a wing after Lucinda, honoring her philanthropy. Emily's art evolved to memorials, sculptures of intertwined figures, symbolizing unbreakable bonds. Years later, at a Pride march, Emily led with their photo aloft. Strangers approached. Your story saved me. It rippled, couples inspired to fight for love. Policies shifted toward equality. Emily's own twilight came gently, in the brownstone filled with echoes. Surrounded by loved ones, she whispered, See you soon, Lucinda. Her passing marked the end of an era, but their narrative lived on in books, films, hearts. The conclusion was humanistic. Not happily ever after in fairy tale terms, but a profound, bittersweet affirmation that love, with its dramas and depths, enriches the human experience. In America's tapestry, their thread shone bright, weaving romance, resilience, and redemption. From that initial suspicion over $500 bloomed a saga of souls entwined, proving that true connection defies odds, heals wounds, and inspires generations. Theirs was a love story for the ages. K-dramatic, emotional, romantic, and deeply human.